Hello everyone and welcome back to Efficient Gaming. We are covering the Witcher Monster Slayer again this week, and we are looking at another time task section. This is the last set of time tasks before we get to the special birthday event that they've got planned, which is going to be exciting because we're looking at getting a new piece of armor. So look out for that one next week. But for the moment, we've got a 3-day week with some time tasks about Harpies. So let's check it out. Alright, first off, we read the news. That is not where the news is. Monster Week Harpies. Witcher, can you hear that? It's doubtless the screeching of harpies, and that means they're ready for attack. These monsters could cause a fearful commotion if you don't step in and fight them soon. Rise to glory with the help of this week's time tasks. So if we go check them out, we've got decent rewards again. This one is always an experience scroll. I almost never use experience scrolls, but I probably should because getting to 40 is probably quite useful. Kill any 25 harpies. A lot of these we're going to cover specifically in the videos, but we'll read through them again now. Kill 35 monsters from the hybrid class. That was obviously the easiest one. Gather 30 hybrid remains. Kill 2 Arinias while using hybrid oil. The Arinias have been extremely difficult for people to find. I'm not sure that there's as many monsters spawning this week as there have been in previous weeks. So even with the super extra boosted legendaries, the Arinias are proving quite difficult. So we're just gonna have to like pray for some fog and hope that they all appear then. That's probably gonna be your best chance. Kill 10 monsters from the hybrid class without bombs. That's pretty easy because you can kill just the regular hybrids or the regular succubus or the regular harpies. Kill 5 green harpies without using science. Now, again, for a boosted monster week, the green harpies were quite rare, but you need to know where to look for them. And I will give you a little bit of a hint this week, but I will do a more in-depth video on that at some point. And kill 2 Arinias without performing any melee attacks. Very difficult because they're a legendary monster and melee is normally your primary source of damage. So let's have a look at how we did these. This is the first one. It's very general. We're just going to be covering kill any 25 harpies, kill 35 monsters from the hybrid class, and kill 10 monsters from the hybrid class without using bombs. So this is a standard harpy. To do this, we're not going to use a bomb. And we're just not going to cast any signs or do anything else at all because this is generic common monster. We are using the incandescent heart. There we go. And we're just going to fight the monster like normal. Now, I believe at this point I still have the manticore armor on, so we were defeating it quite easily. Later on, I switch out for the Wolven armor for the extra chance of backspace for the extra chance of extra ingredients. And as you can see in that first encounter, we have managed to partially complete 3 of those tasks. So that's going to be your standard bread and butter. So if you are quite poor and devoid of potions and things this week, you'll be able to get 300 free gold as well as some free swallow potions and what else? 2 swift potions just for doing these common tasks with the common monsters that are around. All right, let's look into the slightly more difficult one. So this is a green harpy that I found in the wild. So as a hint, the green harpies hide in areas that are away from human settlements. And now I found where these areas are, and I'll do another video on where to find them using Google Maps. But For the moment, they are in a similar location to anywhere where you found the runic gargoyles within the last couple of weeks. So anywhere where you see gargoyles or runic gargoyles, that's where these harpies will be. So I'm going to be using a incandescent heart. We are going to pop on both a swift and a swallow potion, as well as taking off our bombs. Now, what I was showing you before was the 3 tasks that we are, or more, that we are hoping to complete with this. We are going to be killing a harpy, killing monsters from the hybrid class. We're going to be trying to gather hybrid remains, so I made sure my inventory was not full before starting this. And we are going to kill this harpy without using signs. Now, technically, I could use bombs if I wanted to, but there's no need with the 2 potions that I've got on, and there's a reason that I use the potions, and you will see that in a minute. But again, with those 2 potions, the Swift and the Swallow, not Swift and Swallow, the Swift and the Thunderbolt potion, it was a reasonably easy encounter. You could pretty much use any sword for that. I just use Incandescent Heart because it's weak to both fire and steel, so it was a good choice. So we're just showing you that we've managed to start completing these tasks with that encounter. Now, because I've put on a Thunderbolt and Swift potion, it is a very good time to go and attempt to do 1 or more Nemetons. So this Nemeton was just here. So we're going to do this at the same time. Now, this is not helping towards the weekly task, but this is being efficient gold-wise with our with the time on our potions. So we finished killing the green harpy. There were no more around. There were nothing else around that we really needed to kill at this point in time. So we're just doing Nemeton because that's 50 guaranteed gold. So we're on the last monster here, which is really the only one that we need 2 potions for. The rest of the other potions just sort of helped us do it a bit quicker. And as you can see, my slow phone is not responding to my finger input quite so quickly, and we failed that spell quite a few times. That's put us in not the best position in terms of damage and health taken from this rare monster, but we've got quite a few good hits in a row, and it was never really that worrisome anyway. A Thunderbolt and Swift potion give you plenty of utility against almost any, or let's go with any rare. It's only the legendaries that would start to pose a problem with those potion combinations. So again, we're just removing all of our extra padded monster tissue because we need bag space to be able to get items. Now, this Nemeton was empty, so I decided that since the monster spawns so few this week, I was going to try and use a specific hybrid bait to try and lure out an Arinia. But we didn't quite get exactly what we wanted, but doing this Nemeton is still a good idea because we've still got our Thunderbolt and Swift potion active, so it's another 50 gold for us, although arguably I spent quite a bit more gold just getting the specific bait, but it is the best way to try and find these monsters if you're in an area where you might not be able to find them. So these baits are good, and you could also use the specific summoning scroll that's available in the shop. But even though none of these things were useful for this week specifically, we should still get some hybrid remains at the end, which is one of the more or the longer, more in-depth tasks. Now, no, it didn't show you. The thing that I'm going to do next is, be disappointed that we didn't get any Arinia for that. Show you that getting of the hybrid remains has put up our task again and has not completed any of the other tasks because, of course, it's not a harpy, or none of those were harpies, but nevertheless, it's put up our hybrid remains task. There we go. Yeah. So I've got a little bit of time left on my potion, so what I thought I would do was just switch to the Woven Armor, so we'll get even more hybrid remains, and we're going to use one more specific hybrid bait on this and keep our fingers crossed for something that is useful. And we did get it. It wasn't quite the Arinia we were hoping for. The ideal situation would have been 2 green Harpies and an Arinia, but this is still something that's useful for request. And we've already got the Thunderbolt and Swift Potion on. Something that I've mentioned previously, and you might not know about, is even though a Nemeton takes a reasonable time to complete, if you start the Nemeton with even 1 second remaining on your potions, they will last throughout the whole Nemeton. So it's basically whatever you've got going into the Nemeton will last throughout. It doesn't matter if you run out of potions on the first monster encounter, you will still have them for the other 2. So that's quite a useful trick to extend the time that those potions last for. And obviously we beat that because it's the same set of potions that we used on the other green Harpy. So we got some patterned monster tissue and a few more hybrid remains for that one. I don't know whether the Wolven Armor did help us out there in getting those extra hybrid remains, but it was worth putting on anyway. So I personally am going to leave that Wolven Armor on until I've gotten all of the rest of the hybrid remains. I think you saw me earlier just hover over the ingredient scroll. We do get one for free this week when we kill the 5 green Harpies. So if you find an area where there's enough around, it makes sense to pop one of those on just so that you get those ingredients just that little bit quicker, and then you can potentially swap back to your Manticore or other beneficial armor to make the encounters a little bit easier for you going forward. Alright, finally, I think I might be one of the luckiest people out of the whole Discord group, because I was reading the Discord chat earlier and everyone was saying, nope, no Arinias for me, use 20 Falcon potions in the right area and nothing spawned. So I did happen to find one on the way back from my specific walk that was out to complete these tasks today. So we're going for a more defensive build when we are fighting this Arinia. So I'm just making sure that I've got enough bag space to be able to get benefit from these. Now, I used this bomb because it was automatically selected. However, what I should have used was the grape shot, because we are gifted more of those this week. I believe it's up to 9 grape shots were gifted this week. So that should hopefully cover the ones that you need to use to get this task done. So the reason I did not put on a hybrid oil, because there is also a task for kill 2 Arinias while using hybrid oil, is because that is mutually exclusive to kill Arinias without performing any melee attacks. Now, I've done this in the past before. I have tried to kill monsters with melee, while I have an oil on, and I've killed them without doing any melee attacks, and it didn't count that I used the oil. So even though the oil was on, it didn't technically use the oil, because all the oil sort of helps is the melee attacks. So if you don't use any melee attacks, the oil won't be of any benefit. So now I barely killed that, and we used 4 or 5 bombs. So the 9 bombs that you're going to get back from finishing these tasks are pretty much going to be the ones that you've used, which is why, even though I used the fire bomb, I recommend using the... what are they? They're the grape shot bombs, because they're the ones that we're going to be gifted back this week. So obviously you need to have bombs to begin with before you can do any of that, but yeah. So I don't have an example of killing an Arinia while using hybrid oil, but if you happen to find enough of them, you need to find 4 Arinias in total, which is only 1 less than the green Harpies. But if you do find those 4, kill 2 of them while using hybrid oil, and kill 2 of them without any melee attacks using bombs. So it's a difficult one again this week. At least it's not difficult this week because we can't, well, because the monsters are out at night and we don't normally go out at night. This week it's difficult because the monsters are quite scarce. Now we'll check tomorrow again to see if this improves, but that is a good enough run through for you to have the best chance to complete these this week. Thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this week, and we've got some exciting news upcoming. Obviously I'll be able to tell you more about that soon, but we're just waiting for everything to be confirmed before we're going to do that. that. So, yeah, watch this space. More interesting stuff to come. And, yeah, thanks for watching again. We'll catch you guys soon. Bye.